Hello students, today in this video I shall start discussion on photosynthesis for standard 10, and this is the video number 1 for the chapter photosynthesis. First, this is the one, photosynthesis, video number 1 for class 10. First of all, the definition of the process. Definition: photosynthesis is a physiological process, or you can also say it's a biochemical process. Photosynthesis is a physiological process by which living plant cells containing chlorophyll produce food, mainly that is glucose. Food means in the form of glucose, from carbon dioxide and water, using light energy that is trapped by green pigment chlorophyll and producing oxygen and water as byproduct. So in the definition, if you want, you can mention the byproduct, you may not mention the byproduct, but formation of glucose or the food by using carbon dioxide, water, using light energy trapped by chlorophyll is the key words to be mentioned definitely. Now this process is very, very important for the whole living world. It is not only important for the plant itself, that it is producing food, all the living things require food, but it is also important for all the living world. Let us see that significance of photosynthesis. Importance or significance of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis not only produce food for the plant itself, but also has the following significances. What are the significance? Number 1, it produces food for all the living things. Food for all. The process provides food for all the living things, directly or indirectly. Some of them directly take food from the plant, some of them indirectly take food from the plant. Herbivores directly get energy from the plants. Directly get energy means directly get food, and food gives them energy. And other carnivores and others, that means omnivores and all other living things, indirectly getting the food from the plants. Even if the saprophytes, those who are depending upon dead organisms, they are also digesting the materials which is been stored by the plants by this process of photosynthesis. Second one, oxygen to breathe in is a very important aspect for all the living things to continue living. That is oxygen for respiration. This is the only biological method or process which provides oxygen to the atmosphere. This is the only thing. That's why we always call plants are very important. It is not only giving food but also giving life-saving oxygen for respiration. Oxygen in the atmosphere, this is needed for respiration by the plant itself and the other living things also. So respiration is a very, very important and immediate requirement of all the living things, including animals, and that is supplied by oxygen, this process of photosynthesis. Other methods are not there. This is biological process which provides oxygen to the atmosphere. And thirdly, it is a cleaner. It's a cleaner of the environment. Removal of carbon dioxide. This is the only process which uses CO2 or carbon dioxide as raw material, and hence it removes it from the atmosphere. And you know that carbon dioxide, which is a prime pollutant, carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere not only pollute the atmosphere, but also it's a greenhouse gas. It also performs a number of harmful effects in the whole living world. So this is the process by which we can maintain the balance of nature. That's why this keeps the natural balance. So these are the importance of the process of photosynthesis. Next we go on to the structures or machinery required for the process of photosynthesis. Materials required for the process of photosynthesis. There are three basic requirements of photosynthesis. Number one, chlorophyll pigments, and that is present in the chloroplast. Chloroplast is the machinery. Chlorophyll is the pigment that performs the work. Chlorophyll pigment and chloroplast. Number two, carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide is another raw material for the process, and water, the second raw material for the process. So first of all, we'll discuss about the machinery, that is chloroplast and chlorophyll, as their structure and how they are performing function. Chlorophyll containing inside the chloroplast. You'll see the structure of chloroplast and you'll find out the location of chlorophyll later. This is the one, chloroplasts containing chlorophyll. This is the next part of it. The machinery of photosynthesis. Chloroplasts present in the living cells. Chloroplasts present in the living cells of the plant are the cell organelles. Remember, chloroplasts are the cell organelles present in the living cells. The living cells actually performs the whole process of photosynthesis. These chloroplasts are the ones where the whole process of photosynthesis is performed. Now this chloroplast contains chlorophyll. This chlorophyll is the pigment present inside the chloroplast. Now we need to see the detailed structure of the chloroplasts. The structure of chloroplast. These are the minute spherical or oval structure scattered in the cytoplasm of the plant cells, where the plant cells, those who are green in color, in them these minute oval or disc-like structures are scattered in the cytoplasm. The ultramicroscopic studies suggest, when we study one chloroplast in very details of it, we have to study it in ultramicrographic view, because compound microscope, they look like small dots or discs or stripes. So small structure, internal structure is not visible. So ultramicroscopic study is required to understand the whole structure. The ultramicroscopic study suggests it has got following parts. Number one, the organelle is bound by a double membrane, outer and inner. Double membrane and outer and inner, leaving a fine gap in between the two membrane. The gap is called periplastidial space. This is the outer bounding membrane. Number two, the ground substance inside the chloroplast, the ground substance is called stroma. The inner space of chloroplast is filled with a colorless semi-fluid ground substance or matrix called stroma. Matrix is a common term used for the ground substance of any structure, and here the special name of that matrix is a common term for a ground substance. The special term is stroma here. So it is called stroma. This stroma holds the other structure. Mainly it holds the grana present in it. So grana, they are holding it in it, and also it is the site of second phase of photosynthesis, that is dark reaction. Actually, when we will study the total process of photosynthesis, which is a very long process, it has got two phases, light phase and dark phase. Dark phase of reaction is taking place in stroma, whereas light phase takes place in grana. The grana, the next part, in the stroma there are a number of closely flattened sacs-like coins called thylakoids. These thylakoids looking like coins and piled up like coins, and when they are piled up, it's like a stack of coin, they are called grana. Together, when number of thylakoids make a stack, we call it a granum, singular granum, and when many of them are there, we call it grana. Many such grana is present in the stroma. Many such grana is present in the stroma. They are interconnected with each other by means of fine processes called stroma lamellae, or also called frets. Stroma lamellae or frets. These thylakoids are the location of the first phase of photosynthesis called the light phase. Actually, the light phase of photosynthesis takes place here. But actually, where does chlorophyll is present? That he did not see. Let us come on to study to find out where exactly the chlorophyll pigments are present. To find out the location of chlorophyll, we have to study a diagrammatic representation of the chloroplast. That's why this is the one where you can actually understand where the chlorophyll pigments are located. Location of chlorophyll pigments in a thylakoid. It is a diagrammatic presentation which will clarify the concept of the location of chlorophyll pigments. First of all, a two-dimensional diagram of a chloroplast is drawn. Here see outer membrane, inner membrane, labeled inner membrane. These are the grana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 number of grana drawn, and in between these there are the lines that represent frets or stroma lamellae. These are stroma lamellae. Stroma lamellae. This is the structure, and this is the stroma, the ground substance. Thus, ground substance. Now, if we enlarge one of the granum separately, one granum enlarged, we see the stacks of thylakoid. 1, 2, 3, 4. A number of stacks, that means thylakoids are piled up one after another. Together form one granum. And if we take, still not, we did not find the chlorophyll yet. Now we have to go deeper inside the thylakoid. If one thylakoid is separated, one thylakoid is enlarged, it looks like a kind of a piled of a tiffin box, where one box is separated and then box is opened. Inside the box, if we open it, we will see a number of small green colored structures, rounded structures. These structures are called quantasomes or quantosomes, and these are green in color because it contains chlorophyll. That means inside each thylakoid there are so many quantosomes. Roughly about 250 quantosomes are present in one thylakoid. So you can imagine huge number of quantosomes are there in the granum, and these quantosomes are actually doing the work of trapping sunlight because they contains chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is able to trap sunlight. So this is the structure that is telling you where exactly the chlorophyll pigment is located and where exactly the photosynthetic process starts. Now about chlorophyll pigments, little more about them. If you talk about the chemical composition of chlorophyll, they are composed of all the common elements of an organic compound, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. Along with that, the chlorophyll pigment contains the special element that is called magnesium. So what are the elements they compose of? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen and magnesium. So there are number of types of chlorophyll present in nature. There are different types of chlorophyll pigments in nature. Chlorophyll A, B, C, D, E, etc. Out of which chlorophyll A and B are mainly used by the green plants. Chlorophyll Chlorophyll CDE, chlorophyll CDE are usually found in blue-green algae, etc. Cyanobacteria. They are performing also similar kind of photosynthesis, and some other pigments like carotene and xanthophyll. These are also pigments. These are colored pigments present in the chromoplasts. Carotene is a red or orange colored pigment, and xanthophyll yellow colored pigment. They also help in the process of photosynthesis. They act as accessories to the chlorophyll pigments. Finally, they donate the part of work that they have done to the chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B, and then finally the process of photosynthesis is accomplished. Here let us end the video. I will add some diagrammatic pictures, 3D and 2D pictures of chloroplast, and also will show you the location of quantasomes in the form of a diagrammatic representation at the end of this video. This is the three-dimensional diagram of chloroplast. Look at stroma, outer membrane, inner membrane, stacks of thylakoid, granum and the frets. This is the 3D picture. Now it comes the 2D picture, two-dimensional. See outer membrane, inner membrane, the stacks of thylakoid, that is granum, stroma lamellae, okay, and then stroma. This is two-dimensional diagram. And now comes the single thylakoid diagrammatic representation where the quantosome is present. Look, that one the thylakoid is enlarged, then photosynthetic unit quantosomes. Quantosome contains the pigments chlorophyll in them. So this is the place where